Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-port on Big News Wednesday. Sorry, they had some sort of little quick update that came up about managing moderators. Cool new tools that they're offering to the moderation. Very glad to have you here. We've got a little news to get to in this pre-port, and Jared Jackson will, of course, be joining me for the full Damage Port show coming up a little bit later on. Things to look forward to for that. The committees are in full swing, the committees that still exist, because they're eliminating committees left and right, and we'll be talking about that. But what is the Oversight Committee up to? They're already launching investigations. We're going to be giving you the breakdown on that. We've got Meanwhile In coming up too, news from the Middle East, news from Africa, and the latest culture war. What's going on with video games and why are they so angry about it on Fox News? We're going to let you know that too. Before that, though, let's jump into some numbers. Good news and bad news in the numbers. Pop-Tarts are food, okay? They can sustain life, technically, and I know because that's me. Deaths from COVID have dropped below 500 for the first time that I can remember, at least in the last little bit, so I guess that's good news. The other numbers continue to go down. It's going to take, a month or two, assuming things continue on this path to get down to where we had been. Gas prices stagnant at $3.50. That sucks. We were at like $3.09. I thought we might cross below $3. But the good news is egg prices down about 40% from their max price. Now, this is, like with a lot of these things, this is an incredibly regional thing. I know some people talk about their egg prices still being at like $7, $8. Now, nationally, that's not what the average price is. Now, just over $3. It had gotten to $5.30. But look, a 40% decrease is good. And that's great news because we are, of course, in the middle of Chicken-geddon, as Tucker Carlson has been doing such a good job to lay out. Biden is trying to kill all the chickens. He's literally burning down the egg processing places. That's what Tucker Carlson said to millions of followers, to purposefully drive up the price of eggs. It seems like it's failing because the prices are dropping. So sorry to Dark Brandon for failing in your mission. Now, that said, before we jump into other news, I want to give an absolutely massive shout out to Seth Flynn Barkan. So we have people occasionally who send in awesome works of art, and we've spotlighted many on the show, people who knit things and sculpt things and do art and create the cool miniatures that are back here and all of that. Well, we've got a really cool example of that. So take a look at what Seth did. Created these awesome works of art spotlighting individual members of the audience. So here you have Game Over for Brett Ehrlich. You've got one that I think for several people at the studio is their favorite. This awesome Francesca picture. You can see her right there with the FF up in the corner. I'm not going to show you all of them, but there were several that were sent in. And then there's me as well, the Dragon Master. How cool. Very cool. They're on like really nice material. And Seth just did an amazing job in putting all these together. There was a bunch of other ones too. JR already took his home, so I can't show you that. I was thinking we should get them all done up on a wall here, but it looks like some people like them so much they want to take them home. But anyway, very cool. Seth, thank you so much for that. I'm sure when Anna and Jenks see theirs, they're going to be talking about them too. But thank you for that. I love when y'all send things in. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Anyway, okay, everybody, let's jump into some other news. We had told you yesterday on the show about Donald Trump in attempting to, I guess, like write off the severity of the new hush money payments trial that it looks like he might be under. He said, it's well past the statute of limitations. And in those bleats was admitting that something had happened. It happened a long time ago. Well, no, but buddy, you said nothing had happened. Now you're saying it happened a long time ago. Those are different things. Well, she noticed that too, and she put out a statement saying, thanks for just admitting that I was telling the truth about everything. Guess I'll take my horse face back to bed now, Mr. Former President. By the way, that's the correct way to use quotation marks. I have no idea what's going to come of that investigation. That's my general approach to literally any of these. He definitely did it. Can we admit that? you and I, they did the hush money payments. He had an affair, and they did the hush money payments. That's all true, every bit of it. Whether it's going to have an effect, I don't know. I'm not assuming anything. Okay, we're going to get into other news as well. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. I see people in the chat saying that they're not getting notifications for this. I know, it's incredibly frustrating. Oh, heads up, though. On Monday, next Monday, we're going to be... watch list is moving to its new time, so the pre-port is going to be moving to its original time, 1 hour or so later than it has been in the last year or so. So just bear that in mind. I don't know if how that's going to affect you getting notifications or not, but that will be changing. I did want to talk about this. So I don't know if you remember this story from, when was it originally? It was February 2022. So Gabby Asseline suffers from a genetic muscle disease, was using a wheelchair to travel to Denver from Fort Lauderdale's airport. So, we're not going to reiterate all of the parts of this case, but basically had been asking for help, needed assistance, wasn't provided, and suffered a really terrible injury while traveling down the jet bridge on her own. Apparently, those injuries were so bad, left her paralyzed from the neck down, was bedridden for 11 months, and then tragically, apparently, passed away on Sunday. Gabby already suffered from a terrible condition, and it was made only worse 11 months later as a result of that experience. Just devastating. I don't know if everyone out there remembers that initial story-making news, but just so terrible to think about. It was already going to be a struggle. It was already going to be difficult. And, I know we have members of the audience who are talking about the very difficult effort to get Congress to do something about, traveling via airlines in wheelchairs. We talk often about, people who don't provide any assistance whatsoever, or not helping people to actually get out once the plane lands and everything. It's obviously a complex issue, but there doesn't seem to be much movement on it in terms of Congress. And we can see it sometimes. The lack of consideration and empathy can result in horrific injury or even death. So bear that in mind. Very serious bit of news there. Okay, damn, we've got some good stuff here. It might have to wait until tomorrow. I think we have to launch into our main story. I know that's what you came for, so let's... Wait, answer my damn question. Well, what's the damn question? I remember when I'm, talking about a serious story, I can't see... Is this about my birthday? Because I see somebody saying... My birthday is February 5th. I don't know if that's actually what you're talking about. But okay... So, look, I don't know if you're worried about political violence. I consider it to be a bad thing, and I don't like how normalized it's gotten in American politics over the past few years. Generally, they want plausible deniability on the right, whether it's a pundit or a politician. When they're encouraging political violence, they want some sort of plausible deniability. Donald Trump is perfectly happy to not only do it in public, but to just leave it up there. So we're going to talk about that in just one sec. May Money, in terms of Big News Wednesday, I do not know how that's going to affect it. Yeah, I'm going to be talking with JR. We're going to have to see. I mean, it was already difficult for JR. We're going to find out. If it is all possible, I'm going to try to continue it. Okay, so, Donald Trump, I want to show this to you so that you know that he actually re-bleated this. So this is on True Social. This is some rando named Free Texas 1776. Just to give you an idea of the sort of person that we're talking about here. Then they will have to figure out how to fight 80 million plus. It's not going to happen again. People my age and old will physically fight for him this time. What we got to lose. I'll donate the rest of my time here on this planet to do it, and I know many, many others who feel the same. They got my 6, and we are locked and loaded. Donald Trump spread that to his supporters. So let's be clear about this. This is a person saying, I might be old, but I will fight. Not metaphorically, and not said it in a vague way where I would maybe determine, is it, no, he's saying physically fight. He says explicitly, I will physically fight for him. What we got to lose, I'll donate the rest of my time here on this planet. So I will fight for him. I will physically die for him in combat. Many others feel the same way. I'm locked and loaded. So even if you're thinking, well, maybe he means he'll fight with like a hammer. No, he means guns. So this person is saying, I've got my gun. I will use it. I will kill. I will die. And many others will too. And Donald Trump saw that and thought, yeah, let me just spread that to everyone. So look, in any context, this would be a bad thing. I think we could all agree. Facebook just allowed him back on, but don't worry, new guardrails. We've assessed the situation, and we think that the level of risk is lower than it once was. So we're not worried about it. We're not worried about what he might do. I'm a little bit worried about what he might do, though. That is a call for murder and death, and he spread it and just moved on. And honestly, for many in the media, I don't even think that they're going to notice that. It's so constant now that I don't know that they're going to highlight it. Feels significant to me that he thinks, again, this isn't an offhand comment in a rally, which would be bad enough. He did this and left it up. It's there. Anyone who wants to see it can see it. Anyone who wants to track it can track it. And he doesn't believe that it's a problem. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's perfectly fine. Maybe that's where we're at as a society. You can just call for murder and it's perfectly fine. Well, we're going to find together as we cruise towards the 2024 election. Anyway, okay, everybody. The pre-show is going to be in the lead up to it. I think it used to start at around the 30-minute mark, and it would go for about 15 minutes because there's stuff that has to happen right before the show. But we'll figure that out together. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for being here. Oh, quick reminder. First of all, thank you again, Seth. But then, in addition to that, my little RPG is going to be released this afternoon. Still doing a few little last-minute touches, so if you're interested in seeing that or learning a little bit about the world of my animal fantasy stories, what I call the Tales of Cloak and Claw, that's all going to be available there. You can go to patreon.com/JohnItarola if you'd like to become a patron, get access to the stories and the podcast and the RPG and a whole bunch of fun stuff, as well as our Discord community, patreon.com/JohnItarola, and a lot more to come on all of that. Now, with that said, Jared Jackson is live talking about Ron DeSantis. We're to see what's going on with that. Twitch.tv/TYT, YouTube.com/watchlist TYT, and JR will, of course, be joining me on the show as well. So I hope to see you soon. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.